Welcome to the Art Lady Home. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for deviled eggs. And I developed this recipe so that I could eliminate the mayonnaise in the deviled eggs and of course all of the other fattening baking bit condiments and things you stick on top. What I'm using is all healthy ingredients that help to cleanse the body. And these are all fat fighter ingredients. So first of all, I started off by boiling 6 eggs. And I boiled them for 10 minutes. And then what I did was I put them into my vegetable sink in the pot, and then I filled it with ice. I dumped out the water and then filled it with ice. And the ice helps to release those shells from the skin, especially if you're going to be using it right away, and especially if you're using fresh eggs. So I soaked it in an ice bath, probably about a half hour. I'm just cleaning up around the house and I'm just guessing half hour. And then from there, what I did is I sliced them in half, and then I took out the yolks. Now to the yolks, what I'm gonna do is add some of this organic dill weed. And I actually love growing dill, but I didn't have any dill plants right now in the garden. But dill is a real easy plant to grow. And I'm gonna use a teaspoon of this. Now, all of the spices you can adjust to. You can add more or less to your flavor, however your palate tastes. But I want to add a lot of this just for the health benefits of dill. And of course, cilantro. This has a lot of great health benefits. And that's my goal, is to use these kind of healthy spices in my cooking. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of cilantro. Now, you can use dry mustard. I'm using this organic brown mustard, and it's made with apple cider vinegar, and we know apple cider vinegar is really good for your body. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of this. I try and use pure ingredients, like something like this. If you have mustard powder, that would be good too. What's good about this is it adds a little bit of wetness to this. So I'm going to use this. Like I said, you can use mustard powder, and then I'm going to use a tablespoon of minced garlic. Love this stuff. If you have fresh garlic, that's fine. This minced garlic, actually I'm going to use a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. Now, you can add the garlic to your taste. I just happen to like a lot of garlic, especially this kind of minced garlic. This garlic doesn't seem as strong to me as when I grind it myself, so I do add a little bit more. And then I'm going to stir this up just to kind of see how the texture is, because you know we want the eggs to be kind of creamy. And you can see it's loaded with, it's loaded with those spices. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, and I'm using today organic hummus. If you make your own, I usually make my own hummus, but I found this at the health food store. So I'm going to use this organic hummus with roasted garlic. You can use any flavor you want, and I'm going to do a video on how I actually make my hummus. But I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this to start, and then to see how creamy. This hummus is fairly wet. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of hummus, and this gives that nice bean flavor to it, and it gives it a little bit of cream, because without the mayonnaise, remember my goal is to eliminate that mayonnaise. Without the mayonnaise, this doesn't become very creamy, and that's what I want. I want it to become creamy. And you can determine how much hummus you'd like to add into yours. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar. And you can't get enough of this apple cider vinegar. This vinegar is really good for you. So 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And I'm going to stir that up now. And again, this was 6 egg yolks.
And that's just about the right consistency. Now, if you have if you want to blend it with a blender, you can, or just free stir it like this. And for me, I don't really cook with a lot of those attachments and blenders and food processors. I just like things very, very, very simple. So I'm just hand blending it myself just for a few seconds, and I'm not worried about it being very lumpy. I'm not a picky cook. And so once you have all that stirred in, and you have it to the consistency you like everybody has different opinions. You know, they might want to use their food processor to get it all perfectly blended and smooth, but for me, this is fine. And then just simply stuff your eggs and enjoy. Now, to make it a little bit prettier, if you're going to serve this, you can sprinkle some of your cilantro on top, because cilantro, you can't get enough of cilantro either. It's a nice, healthy, cleansing, natural herb for your body. And I like the dried cilantro. The fresh is a bit strong for me, so I really like the dried cilantro. And there you have your healthy deviled eggs.